Yo, Comic Demon Crew! Today we're diving into the strongest, scariest, and most overpowered villains in Manga and Manhua. These guys don't just fight, they rewrite the rules of power. Who's your favorite villain? Comment below, let's see who the real villain fan is. First up, we've got Madara Uchiha from Naruto. This guy is the definition of boss fight. He took on thousands of ninja alone and was winning. Madara had it all. The Rinnegan, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and he could control the Ten Tails, a giant monster that could destroy mountains. Even the Five Cage, the strongest ninja in the world, were getting absolutely demolished. Madara was a strategic genius, a master of every jutsu, and he had enough power to reshape the world. He's the kind of villain you love to hate, you know? You're terrified of him, but you can't help but be impressed. Next up is Meruem from Hunter x Hunter. This guy wasn't just born strong, he was born perfect. As the king of the Chimera Ants, Meruem had it all. Limitless strength, insane intelligence, and could even evolve by eating people. Imagine being able to learn your enemy's powers just by eating them. Humanity never stood a chance against this guy. He was too fast, too strong, and too smart. Remember that scene where he played shogi against that blind girl? He was actually trying to learn from her to understand human emotions. That's what makes Meruem such a great villain. He wasn't just a mindless monster, he made you question what it really meant to be human. Plus, he could shoot energy beams from his hands. Who doesn't love a good energy beam? Alright, let's talk about Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen. This guy is pure chaos, the king of curses, and he's been terrorizing the world for over 1,000 years. Imagine being so powerful that your soul can't be destroyed, even after you die. That's Sukuna. He exists as cursed fingers waiting to be reborn, and when he does come back, forget about it. This guy can destroy enemies with a flick of his fingers. He's unpredictable, ruthless, and he doesn't care about anyone or anything. He's like that one friend who always suggests playing the most brutal video games on the hardest difficulty, and he always wins. Sukuna is a total wildcard, and that's what makes him so dangerous. We've only seen a glimpse of his true power, and I'm both excited and terrified to see what he does next. Chapter 4. Father, the Alchemist Who Played God. Next up is Father from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This guy makes playing God look like a freaking hobby. He literally absorbed a god and still wasn't satisfied. What does it even take to satisfy this guy? A universe? Father was the ultimate alchemist, able to manipulate matter at a fundamental level. He was basically immortal, and his arrogance was off the charts. He saw humans as nothing more than ants, insignificant creatures to be used in his grand experiments. Remember that scene where he just casually creates a miniature sun in his hand? Yeah, that's the kind of power we're talking about. He was playing with forces beyond human comprehension, and he didn't even break a sweat. Father was a villain who made you question everything, the nature of life, the limits of science, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. He was a chilling reminder that even with all the power in the world, some people will always want more. Chapter 5. The Monarchs, Ancient Gods of Destruction. Let's talk about the Monarchs from Solo Leveling. These guys are like the OG baddies, ancient beings of destruction, who make even the strongest hunters wet themselves. They're basically walking natural disasters. We're talking about creatures with unimaginable power, capable of wiping out entire cities with a single attack. Remember Antares, the king of the dragons? That guy was terrifying, and when he finally clashed with Sung Jin-woo? Bro, that was a battle for the ages. Speaking of Sung Jin-woo, let's not forget that he was basically a monarch himself by the end of the series. Ashbourne, the Shadow Monarch, chose him as his vessel, and things got really real, really fast. The Monarchs represented a force beyond human control, a reminder that there are things in the universe far more powerful than we can possibly imagine. They were the ultimate test for our hero, pushing him to his absolute limits. Chapter 6. Luo Zheng's Opponents, Beyond Universal Terrors. We all know Luo Zheng from Apotheosis is ridiculously overpowered, but have you seen the enemies he faces? We're talking about villains with power beyond universal levels. These guys could sneeze and accidentally destroy a galaxy. Imagine fighting an enemy who can literally control the fabric of reality, or a being who exists outside of time and space. That's what Luo Zheng is up against on a regular basis. It's enough to make your head spin. These villains are constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. They're masters of ancient techniques, wielding cosmic energies that could shatter planets. And they're all gunning for Luo Zheng. The stakes are insanely high and the battles are always mind-blowing. Chapter 7. The Heavenly Demon, the Unstoppable Martial Arts Master. Now let's talk about the Heavenly Demon from Legend of the Northern Blade. This guy is a martial arts nightmare, a force of pure destruction who can cut through armies like butter. He's basically the Terminator of martial arts. This dude is ruthless, powerful, and nearly unstoppable. He's got this aura of invincibility that makes even the most seasoned warriors crap their pants. Imagine training your entire life to master a martial art, only to get your butt handed to you by a guy who can move faster than the eye can see. He's driven by vengeance, and he'll stop at nothing to achieve his goals. This is a guy who doesn't fight fair, he fights to win, and he usually does. Chapter 8. Wang Lin's Enemies. When cultivators control destiny. Finally, we have to talk about the enemies Wang Lin faces in Renegade Immortal. When you're dealing with cultivation villains who can manipulate time, space, and destiny, you know things are about to get real. These aren't just your average bad guys, they're ancient monsters, celestial beings, and rival cultivators who have reached the pinnacle of power. We're talking about dudes who can literally flick their wrists and erase entire universes from existence. Imagine fighting an enemy who can see your every move before you even make it. The enemies in Renegade Immortal are on a whole other level, and they force Wang Lin to constantly evolve and push his own limits. It's a constant struggle for survival, and the stakes are higher than ever before. Outro. Who reigns supreme? Most overpowered villains revealed. Alright, comic demons, which villain takes the crown? Madara's strategy? Meruem's perfection? Sukuna's raw power? Or maybe the Monarchs or a cosmic-level cultivator? There are so many strong villains out there, it's impossible to choose. Comment below, who is the most overpowered villain in Manga and Manhua? Let's have a real showdown in the comments. If you love overpowered villains, smash that like button and subscribe. Next time we're talking about the most broken abilities in Manga and Manhua. Don't miss it!